in Northern California. So we take the children down there and we'll go gold panning as well, especially when we do the outdoor education and gold rush days with the Piedmont schools. We go down there and we pan for gold.
You pan for gold at the river. It's sort of hard because it's like scattered everywhere and you don't know where it is.
We had the panning plates, and then you get a big thing of sand, and sometimes you can find a thing of gold.
Yeah. And one person in our class found like 17 pieces.
Yeah.
Well, you go under the water, and you scoop up, and then you find gold in it. We also made these gold pouches.
We made these little bags.
Yeah, and they're really...
And we went
mining for gold in the river. Gypsy Falls.
And Gypsy Falls.
And we found things like this. And we found those.
But because the water is unfiltered, and there is gold in the California hills here, at the bottom of the toilets, at the end, in the reservoirs, at the end of the season, there's a fine layer of some sediment, but also gold dust. And I thought about collecting it all, and then I worked out that because it is all dust, it wouldn't be worth all that much in the end. But it's just kind of neat that there is gold dust in the bottom of all the toilet reservoirs. We measure the food waste for our focus on the environment. We have no trace camping anytime we go anywhere outside of camp or on camp. Unless it's a designated fire pit that's been there, you should never be able to tell that a human being had been there. And so all of these focuses to being very outdoors and rustic as well. There's not air conditioning in the cabin, electricity in the cabin. From the time you step off the bus to the time you leave, you were living outside the entire time. The kids definitely get their fill of nature here, and they spend their days walking the paths amongst the trees, hanging out in the amphitheater that we have, nestled amongst the pine trees, going down through the manzanita forest out by the horses, and up by we have a nice oak meadow out there as well, and all this beautiful forest scenes and chaparral and the creek and the waterfalls and the lake and the field, and all of these things are on one place. We don't have to go anywhere. They're all right here at Camp Augusta. And we also have a focus on zero technology. So while the kids are here, they are not going to experience anything electronic other than their flashlight. No television, no internet, no email, no cell phones, no iPods, no, nothing like that. They are just here, and the only thing they can make a connection with is one another. All the skits that we do at the campfire, or the talent shows, or the dramas, they are just things that rely only in the imagination. We try and have a focus outside of the media and the electronics and get the children back to trying to be simply kids. And we do that so that they gain some independence. We want them to experience a week or 2 weeks away from their homes and be able to rely on themselves. And the counselors are there all the time to help them with that. But we want to make sure that that independence is one of the experiences that they walk away with. I like diversity in personality a lot, so I try and measure the counselors so that I've got energetic ones, quiet ones, kind of middle of the road ones, people that are very artistic, people that couldn't make a friendship bracelet if their life depended on it, and all they want to do is run around with a ball or a frisbee or something, or climb. And I try and make sure that I've got balance in that respect, and also I try and get balance in terms of culture and ideals.
You're 75% of the way. There's only one more part of the 12-hour blues you have to learn. You did it! Let's hear it.
Last summer we had 15 different countries represented amongst all the staff. I think that is really valuable to gain that kind of different perspective, but not like the Travel Channel. You know, you're talking to somebody from that country, they're telling you what their lifestyle's like, and these things come up all during the day. Like just at lunch the other day, you know, one of the counselors was saying, they're like, oh, we would never eat this at home. You know, Nee from Thailand, and she's like, I can't believe I'm eating this, you know. My friends wouldn't be able to believe, you know, I'm eating cheese and, you know, and bread together. She's like, you know, never would we do this.
And I say one of the most coolest counselors to me is Matt and Katie. Matt and Katie are my favorite.
Katie, are cool?
Yeah.
We'll see if we can get them in front of the camera.
Okay. I really like, I don't know her name, but they call her Cat Tail, but she's really nice. I don't know what her name is. Is she an Indian?
Yeah.
Indian.
She's
the Indian.
She's really nice. And there's this guy named Chad, and he's really nice.
Yeah, Chad's funny.
We try and do team building with the campers, and we create situations where they have to work together as a group in order to solve it. And with the horses is something we've added new this year, and we sent 2 of our staff to this organization called Igala, and they spent 6 days there learning how to do team building with children and adults using horses.
We went to an equine-assisted psychotherapy clinic, and this isn't psychotherapy, but we're using the team building aspect of that. So we're using team building within the cabins and using the horses as an aid to work out the kinks within the cabins.
It's good for a lot of the campers that come from the city and don't really get that experience.
Absolutely.
To go and actually have an animal that requires so much work. Like a cat, you feed them in the mornings maybe. Dog, you have to let them out and make sure they're getting some exercise. But horses are so intensive. It's got lots of feeding, lots of exercise and brushing and everything every day, every time you want to ride. So it's a really good experience and learning for the campers and that extra responsibility that goes with it.
Pull it all the way through? All the way through? So you're going to point it towards his head?
So they do all sorts of different tasks. This one was just to simply go halt your horse and lead it down. And when I told them to go bring the horse into the arena, and I said, do you feel like your task is over? And they said, no. I said, okay, well, do whatever you need to do to finish the task. And they led the horse all the way back up to the corral, and I didn't even ask them to do that. That's just what they interpreted it as.
I'll hold this side, you hold that side. There you go. Perfect.
Okay.
They say horses are a mirror of whatever you're feeling. So the group dynamics are really emphasized and exaggerated when you work with horses. And this was very obviously 3 girls versus 2 girls that were really close friends. And it was kind of a lesson in communication, what they need to do to be heard. They didn't all agree on what horse they wanted to go pick. 2 of the girls didn't express that they weren't happy about the horse that they had picked until the end. And the 3 girls weren't even aware that they were unhappy about it. So it's just kind of a whole... Horses teach us a lot about ourselves, so It's a really good team building activity for the kids.
Big rocks! Yeah!
Piedmont is fortunate because it has a sense of community. When the children are here, they experience community, one, just because it's small and they get to see all the kids around and all the staff around, and they feel known and they feel like they belong, and that's one key element. Another element is the decision making. So if the campers don't like something, they are free to change it. Campers are like, oh, you know, we don't like this menu item that we have, and so they'll ask to change it.
The French toast tasted kind of weird. It didn't taste like anything.
Yeah, it tasted... I didn't like
it tastes like eggs inside.
But they had really good chips there.
Yeah, they had, it tastes like Doritos. I like their sausage.
Yeah.
And they're good. I think we're going to have eggs tomorrow morning, and their eggs are really good.
We'll sit down and then with the head chef, and we'll have a little meeting, and we say, okay, you know, tell us, you know, what some ideas you have for cooking are and whatnot. And often born from that also is the children's interest in contributing to the kitchen. So, for example, yesterday we had a cabin that was interested in serving in the kitchen. So they helped cut a lot of the vegetables up that the whole camp ate. And they didn't need to do that. They chose to do that. All of those things are what strengthen the camp community. And the ability to be known, the shared influence in decision making, the fact that people belong here and they feel welcomed and they feel at home and can walk around and be at ease. All of those things are key to being part of camp. and part of the Camp Augusta community.
I think Camp Augusta is really fun.